Hey there, ladies and gentlemen. This is the K Omega Gamer, and today I'm going to be playing SmackDown vs. Raw 2008 GM mode. A warning, there will be mild violence and strong language in this video, so if you're not down with that, I got 2 words for you. Move on. Now then, I know what most of you are asking yourselves. Why the hell would you want to play a general manager mode on a fighting game? Well, it's real simple. There are only 3 WWE games that have a general manager mode. Now, there is universe mode, but it doesn't play out the same, and it's not the same. And 2008 has the unique addition of light heavyweights to their general manager mode, meaning guys like CM Punk, Edge, Shawn Michaels, Elijah Burke, so on and so forth. They can fight for the Cruiserweight Championship as well as United States and the World Heavyweight Championship. So that's a nice little nugget. And I know a lot of you hardcore wrestling or gamers fans probably are asking yourself, why are you not playing 2007? The roster is way better and there's no ECW. But I personally like the addition of ECW because you get guys like Elijah Burke and CM Punk and an ECW champion, Pop Bobby Lashley. So there's enough, I would say, a little bit to make up for that fact, and the addition of the light heavyweights makes up for that fact. But you would be correct in your argument to say that 2007 has a much better roster, because it does. And with the only 2 brands, it works out a lot better. Now, I already have one that's kicking pretty good, but we're going to start a new one. Because you guys don't want to start up, I'm pretty sure, in the middle of one. So we're going to dub this Genesis. We're going to play as a general manager, obviously. Now you have 3 choices: ECW, Tommy Dreamer, SmackDown, which is Theodore Long, and Raw, which is Jonathan Coachman. But I'm a SmackDown boy, so I'm going to pick Teddy Long. Now, I am a modern WWE player in that I don't believe in the splits. It's all still one company. So I'll be turning off the trades and the cost because, let's face facts, the WWE is a billion-dollar company and money is of no issue to them. And because we all know that if Vinnie Mac wanted somebody to show up on either Raw or SmackDown, they would. There'd be no trades involved anymore. So we're just trying to put on the best matches possible. I've won GM of the Year so many times on every difficulty that I really don't care if I win it or not. So for me, this is more about the match quality and the rivalries / storylines involved. So I'm not really too much worried about competing with Raw and ECW. As far as I'm concerned, we're all pretty much the same. I'm going to import the stables. There's not very many of them, but I do want the ones that there are included, and it's also another cool little thing because if I go and create a tag team, then they will show up in our Power 15, which is a very good thing, especially considering the tag teams. The division is complete shit. It's non-existent. There is no tag team division. Also, because most of these guys are mid-carders and lower mid-carders, anybody who's an 80, an 80 or higher will be turned off. For now, anyway. Just because we need the other guys to catch up. Like bad. Rey Mysterio, he'll be off. Randy Orton, he makes the cut. He can stay on. Let's see. John Cena, he'll go off. I only have 2 created characters, and I'm going to turn them on. Me and my best friend, we created them. And they're going to help bolster the tag team division, at least at first, and help give us a little bit more names. If I have these 2 created guys, that's 2 more guys that the other brands can have on their rosters. So we're going to include these 2 guys in, and because they are a tag team, we did create them as a tag team. They'll appear as such, and it'll really help bolster the roster a little bit. Edge, he's 80, he's right on the brink, but we're going to turn him off. We're going to keep Bobby Lashley and Batista, of course. Let's see, do another little run through just to make sure all the 80s guys are off. And the legends, we don't want to include any legends this early on because, let's face facts, none of these guys really deserve it. I don't know, I might turn on Rick Rude because he's only a 71, you know, or a 75, excuse me. He's only a 75, so I think I'm going to turn him on. But I'm going to let somebody else have him. I don't really care if I get him or not. He's not on my needs list. Alright, so this looks good. Looks like everybody that needs to be off is off. And as you can see, there's a big dip in this roster. There's not a whole lot. Kurt Angle's missing. Rob Van Dam's missing. There's just a bunch of people that are missing. And the mechanic system on this is kind of broken. It takes forever to build up your overall. So, like, if you took my created character that's at 81 and put him up against John Cena, who's got the highest overall at a 97, which is really super hard to get to, you're going to be hard-pressed to win that. Okay. And I'm not going to draft a new roster because, like I said, I'm going to turn the trades off. So the trades... Drafting a new roster is not really important because I'm going to pick who I want on my roster anyway, because we are never going to really see ECW or Raw except for the joint pay-per-views and when I get curious and go look at their stuff just because. But we're never really going to see them. Only if I'm keeping track of what they're doing are we ever really going to see what they're up to. So I'm just going to use the roster that we've got. Make her dirty. I don't have females on my show because there's not a women's championship, and I think it's unfair to make them fight on a show when there's nothing really for them to gain for it. So I'll be trading them to Raw, so they'll have a title to fight for, because I'm just that kind of guy, you know. MVP, we'll just make him clean just because. Mark Henry will stay dirty. He'll stay dirty. Kane can stay clean. I'll make Gregory Helms clean because I kind of like him. I've seen some of his interviews outside of the ring after he retired. He's actually a pretty cool dude, so I'll keep him clean. Batista will be clean. Alright, let's light this candle. I will not set any champions. I like to have tournaments for my titles. So all of these titles will be fought for tournament style until we have definitive champions. And then we'll do the one-on-one storylines and whatnot. And this is what I was talking about with the light heavyweight champions, or the cruiserweight title and light heavyweight division. Matt Hardy makes the list. CM Punk, Elijah Burke, Jeff Hardy, Edge, Shawn Michaels. There's a lot of these guys that make the light heavyweight list that could be cruiserweight champion and world heavyweight champion at the same time. And, I mean, I know the actual cruiserweights themselves could do that, too, like Gregory Helms and Chavo and... Oh, I didn't mean to do that. And I think Finlay. But, guys like Batista and Undertaker and so on and so forth, they can't be cruiserweight champions. So... they actually can't have all of the titles on the show and be a clean sweep champion like Jeff Hardy or CM Punk could, for instance, Shawn Michaels, those guys. Alright, let's get to it, shall we? It's got little footnotes about the superstars. And I will be skipping that because it's a Vinnie Mac power trip, and we see that all the time on their program television, so there's no reason to watch it here, right? Alright, JBL, if you need any help. Well, we don't need any help, especially not from you. So, we will never be seeing him. The only time you'll ever see JBL is if I go to these reports. And we'll see him there, but other than that, we'll never see him. Alright, we have a power 15, and there's an overall power 25. Go over here. I'll turn it on hard, for the simple fact that if I put it on Legendary, their multipliers for their stars on their shows will be ridiculous. And also, the wrestling will be on Legendary. Not that that's really a problem, because I can still win like that, but like with my created guys, trying to build them up and stuff like that, it's just easier if it's on hard instead. So that way I can put a little bit more control into the matches, because there are times when I will want to squash somebody. So I'll leave injuries on Superstar Morale. I'm going to turn that off, because they won't be unhappy with just SmackDown. They'd be unhappy with WWE as a whole, since Vinnie Mac is the one that calls the shots on all of them. So I'm going to turn that off. That's off. That's off. We're going to accept. Okay. We'll get these guys for a year. These guys for a year. Somebody else can... I'll pick up Rick Rude for 5 weeks so I can trade him to somebody else, because it'll take them forever and a day to pick him up from free agency. I kind of want ECW to have him for the simple fact that they only have 8 superstars on their roster total. They don't even have enough to go the whole 5-match card. They have enough guys on their team to make 3-match cards. And one of them is Kelly Kelly, the only female on the whole roster, which is pretty sad. So it's pretty bad over on the ECW side. It's real hard starting off with them, especially if you can't turn off stuff like trades and the cost. You're really in trouble then. All right, so we're gonna take Kelly Kelly from them for the simple fact that she's a female and she doesn't need to be over there, especially by herself. And I'm going to give them Rick Rude, Matt Hardy, and MVP. And over on the Raw side, I'm going to take Jeff Hardy, Randy Orton, and Johnny Nitro. And for this, I give them Ashley, Kelly Kelly, and Michelle McCool. And that should about do it. Alright, now, contracts. I forget to do this a lot, and I'll get 6 weeks in and lose almost all my guys for the simple fact that I just did not remember to give them extensions on their contracts. So I'm going to go ahead and do that now so I don't forget, because I totally fucking will. And it is a super pain in the ass when it happens. So I'd rather take care of that now. And I know a lot of you are thinking, why did I trade Matt Hardy to ECW when I could have used him for the tag teams? And the simple fact is, I want Jeff Hardy as a singles competitor for right now. I don't think the legendary team of the Hardy Boys should be thrown right into the tag team mix right now. And with me eliminating all of the 80s guys out of the fray, that makes Matt and Jeff Hardy, instead of them being low card to lower mid card guys, they're now mid card, higher mid card guys, if you know what I'm talking about. And all Jeff Hardy needs is a little push, and he'll be in the low 70s, and he'll be able to fight for the World Heavyweight Championship in the low 70s. And Matt Hardy, because he's a 68 and ECW doesn't have a lot of guys, he'll go over there, he'll shine. He'll do great over there. There's a cheat in this game where you could do trophy date and get all of your guys like super high with low fatigue, super high pop with low fatigue really fast, but I don't believe in that. I believe in natural builds. So we're just going to do a website interview for Jeff Hardy. It's like 3 to 5 points. Yeah, 3 points. And then for... No, go back. I didn't mean to do that. And I'll do the trophy dates for my created characters because they're the guys that need it the most. They start off with 20 overalls on their pop, so that's not really much to work with starting off. +5. It does take a little longer on the created characters to go through these little things. So sometimes on my videos, if you notice that there's a little jump from one Friday to the next, it's because I saved you guys having to go through that. You know what? I'm going to do a website interview for Kane because I believe he is a 70 starting off, and I need him a little higher than that. Just a little bit higher than that. Okay, big success. He is a 75 now. Alright, so let's start off with match 1. It'll be a 2-on-2, William Regal and Mark Henry versus my created character and Hellraiser. Johnny Chaos and Hellraiser. Yeah, let's do that. And we'll have a little side rivalry that's just between us going on for match 1. Alright, match 2. We've got the first qualifying match for the World Heavyweight Championship Classic. We'll have King Booker go up against Mr. Kennedy. Pay-per-view hype. Well, actually, new superstar, yes. CM Punk. Match 3. We'll have Jeff Hardy versus Randy Orton, since that's been the thing to do here lately with the United States title in real life is Jeff Hardy versus Randy Orton. We'll do that since that was actually recent. And then we'll do Batista versus Kane. Pay-per-view hype. And Jeff Hardy versus Elijah Burke for the main event. Oh, well, I've already used Jeff Hardy. Whoopsie. CM Punk. There we go. CM Punk versus Elijah Burke in the main event. Co-main event, Batista versus Kane. Then the third match of the card, Jeff Hardy versus Randy Orton. And then we've got King Booker versus Mr. Kennedy. And this, I guess you could call it best out of 3 because they probably will wind up fighting 3 times before this is all said and done. So I guess best out of 3 between Regal, Henry, Chaos, and Hellraiser. Alright, let's confirm and see who moves on. Alright, the created characters pick up their first win. I was hoping that would happen. That's good. King Booker gets the win over Mr. Kennedy. Jeff Hardy picks up one over Randy Orton. He advances to the semifinals. Kane advances to the semifinals. And CM Punk advances to the semifinals. So we're definitely cooking now. Alright, let's go to our Power 15 and see what the business is. Well, Jeff Hardy is sitting right outside of the Power 5. But our winners are inside the Power, pretty much right around there, so that's good. Alright, this week we're gonna build. Build, Hellraiser. I will admit that I do like SmackDown vs. Raw 2007 better than this game. but this is on the PS3, and the other one's for the PS2, and it looks a little less blocky. And for this being my first video, I wanted something that looked a little less choppy. You know what I'm saying? So I decided to go with 2008 instead. Plus, you've got Jeff Hardy and CM Punk. Nice additions to this game. Johnny Chaos. The length of this video will probably take us all the way through the World Championship Gauntlet. It'd be Jeff Hardy versus CM Punk in the main event. Pay-per-view hype. One-on-one. Let's see, it was... Who was it last week? Had a little spasm there. King Booker, Jeff Hardy. Okay. King Booker versus Kane. Versus King Booker. I would like to have the United States Championship qualifying matches now, but I want to do them gauntlet style like I did the World Championship. So I'm going to save that for now and just have a couple of, I guess, throwaway matches, even though I hate throwaway matches. But we don't really have a choice at this moment in time, so it is what it is, right? You know, Elijah Burke. And then this time it'll be Mark Henry with William Regal in his corner and Hellraiser going at it with me and his. Oh, got the victory over these guys again. That's great. I love to see that. Elijah Burke picks up a win over Mr. Kennedy. Randy Orton with a win over Batista. King Booker advances to the world title picture, and so does CM Punk. Best in the world, right? Over Jeff Hardy in the semifinals. That match was a little heartbreaking for some, I'm willing to bet. But, you know, it is what it is, right? Alright, Power 25. CM Punk and King Booker right at the top of the mountain, pretty much. That's good. I'm thinking it may be either Elijah Burke and Randy Orton going after CM Punk after this is all said and done, if he wins. Maybe Kane going after King Booker. Or maybe saying CM Punk was cheated in some way or fashion. I don't know. We'll have to find out. +5. I'm just trying to hurry on through this, because I don't know how much video time is left on this, and I want to at least make the World Championship final, you know, or at least have it created, so that way on the next video I can go ahead and see who wins the world title. 8. Chaos. It is. Okay, +8. That's good. Got a +8 there. That puts him up there with Hellraiser. Unless he gets a +8 here. No, +5. Okay, cool. Alright, main event, and we'll have the start of our United States Classic during this too. And I do believe King Booker's the heel, so do it like that. Yes, I like the look of that. Promo, the World Heavyweight Championship, pay-per-view hype. Randy Orton versus Batista. Mr. Kennedy versus Jeff Hardy. Mark Henry. Okay, yeah. I like that. Well, actually, I'll put Johnny Chaos in this first match, And against Elijah Burke, I'll put Hellraiser. And the reason why I'm putting what you would consider the jobber superstars in to the United States title frame is because not only will winning this title build their pop, but also because the U.S. Championship's not just like at the top of the mountain. You can do a lot more with it as far as who can have it at what time, so on and so forth. So if one of my jobber guys like Hellraiser or Chaos or Johnny Nitro get it, then it's a way to build them with the title. And if Elijah Burke or Jeff Hardy or Mr. Kennedy or even Randy Orton and Batista get it, then it just adds to their credibility as well as the prestige of the title. So it works for everybody given the way the pop is right now. So I'm going to go ahead and confirm it. Yes. Alright, let's simulate, shall we? Oh, my guys put out in the first round of the United States Classic, and so is Hellraiser. So Nitro and Elijah move on. That's perfectly fine with me. I am not hurt with that decision at all, considering where they are, and it's good wins for Nitro and Elijah. They both need it. Jeff Hardy puts out Mr. Kennedy, and Batista puts out Randy Orton. And CM Punk is our new World Heavyweight Champion over on SmackDown. Alright, ladies and gents, I'm going to conclude this video for now. The next video I make will be WWE SmackDown vs. Raw 2008, and it will carry us all the way to the Judgment pay-per-view. So give us a subscribe and a like to keep up to date on all our videos. And don't forget to leave a comment down below if you liked it, if you didn't like it, or if you have storylines and superstars that you would like to see. Don't be scared to let me know. This has been the K Omega Gamer, and I will catch you later.